Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I certainly wasn't expecting to see this today. Breaking news, guys, from UBS, which is, by the way, a Ripple partner. This is why I looked into this. I know they're a Ripple partner, but this has nothing to do with any kind of partnership or any kind of cross-border payment advancement. This has to do with a warning. While they're warning their investors of a US dollar decline. And so what they're saying here, they're actually urging their investors to diversify. In a detailed advisory release on Monday, UBS, one of the world's leading financial institutions, cautioned investors about the potential for continued depreciation of the US dollar. The UBS chief investment officer, or the CIO, pointed to a combination of narrowing interest rate differentials and escalating concerns over U.S. fiscal deficit as key factors likely to pressure the dollar over the medium term. According to UBS, these elements could lead to further weakening of the greenback, which has already experienced a 5% drop in value since June. So we have seen the DXY decrease. That is the dollar index. Here, let me just bring it up real quickly for you guys. This is the hourly. Let's just take a look at the daily. So you can see, even though over the last couple of days we have seen it rebound a little bit because of the interest rates, we've more or less seen it decline since the height of the money printing, which was we'll call it mid 2022. Then we've just seen a drop off, right? So what they are now saying here, let me go down here. Right, they're talking about the uncertainty for the elections, of course. Suggested strategies include implementing currency hedges using futures or swaps or options for hedge share classes to mitigate the potential impact for further depreciation. In the paragraph above, they say, in response, UBS recommends that investors with significant US dollar-denominated assets reevaluate their positions. And then down here in the article, they give some suggestions, like gold can be an effective diversifier. Duh. Investing 101. UBS also highlighted the Swiss franc as a particularly strong currency. So that is, something that unless you are a currency investor, you might not understand. Driven by the Swiss National Bank's cautious approach to rate cuts and ongoing geopolitical tensions. Guys, they are saying move out of US dollars. So Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, I talked about it in this morning's video. If you guys didn't catch it, I'll link it up here. He's basically saying there's going to be another 2 cuts this year because inflation has now stabilized. But, global markets, they're just not seeing it. They are still seeing the US dollar as being in trouble. So diversify accordingly. I mean, I don't know if this is going to affect other parts of the US market. Here's something interesting, though. Thailand's Ministry of Finance has licensed its second largest bank. So they just call it K-Bank, but it's really called Kasikorn Bank, to provide digital asset custody using the Orbix custodian brand. And guys, they are listing XRP. So check this out here. You can buy XRP from Kasikorn Bank. Buying XRP with Kasikorn Bank on the MEXC exchange is a secure and convenient way to enter the world of cryptocurrency. So they are already connected to the MEXC exchange. In this step-by-step guide, we will walk you through the process of purchasing XRP using your Kasikorn Bank account. And so they are also providing other digital asset custody using Orbix as their custodian. Chad down here also commenting, Kasikorn Bank was the first to launch Thai regulated digital asset custody for XRP. And this is from a while ago. They were going to provide digital asset custody using Orbix Custodian Bank. It will provide services to Thai digital asset businesses under the supervision of the SEC. With the license under its belt, the bank is now readying its systems for launch in early 2025. So I'm sorry, this was the supporting article from what Chad was originally mentioning up here. So an interesting development here for Thai Bank, K-Bank, or Kasikorn Bank. They also have XRP available on their platform. So, it is already set and good to be trading in Thailand. Anyway, I wanted to thank Chad Steingraber for posting that. Now, Stephanie Star, guys, bringing us this. Do you remember the Meld Gold Ripple partnership from just a couple of months ago? Meld Gold did partner with Ripple to launch gold and silver tokens on the XRP ledger. This was back from June. Just to refresh your memory, Meld Gold has partnered with Ripple, a leading U.S. fintech company, to launch 2 new stablecoins on the XRP ledger. These tokens will be backed by gold and silver, and they each will represent 1 gram of the respective precious metals. And guys, they are fully redeemable for gold bullion. So this is real tokenization of precious metals, 2 of the most popular ones, gold and silver. This move is expected to pave the way for more gold-backed stablecoins to be released on the XRP ledger's rails. Meld Gold's initial integration will deliver fungible gold and silver assets on the XRPL in Q3 of 2024. So that was the news from back in June. And yes, guys, apparently they did confirm their first transaction on mainnet. It did go through on right at the end of Q3 of 2024, September the 29th, regarding the tokenization of gold on the XRP ledger, with more to roll out through October. So yes, Stephanie Starr bringing us this milestone announcement, tokenization of precious metals, gold and silver through Meld Gold on the XRP ledger. It is interesting to hear what the CEO had to say. I'm going to play you guys this clip from a Twitter Spaces from just recently. This is Michael from Meld Gold, and here's what he had to say about the project.
Michael, gold bugs and silver chads have been around for a long time, so I think that's a very deep and proven market. But what are your thoughts in terms of traction and how you guys are going at this?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I think on the gold side, anyone has sort of heard me talk about this before might sound slightly repetitive, but like we sort of see it as there's two very key users, which is your direct retail user that wants to buy smaller amounts of gold and has trouble getting access to it, and your much larger users that probably have access to gold in a variety of ways currently. And on the blockchain side, you have both different users are really excited about different things. So from a true retail user point of view, access is really the magic. So traditionally buying $10 worth of gold at a time, $100 worth of gold at a time, even $500 worth of gold at a time does have a high premium if you want to trade it physically and get access to it locally. It has a lot of obstacles. It also has a high loss when you sell. The spread in terms of trading in physical and smaller amounts and smaller denominations has a really high cost. And there's all the other barriers to entry, such as having to physically take it somewhere or post it and have to rely on all the issues and elements around logistics as well. So, access for those users is particularly exciting, with the idea that you could buy a really tiny amount at the kind of spreads that high-level traders experience, which is one of the key factors, being able to buy and sell gold and silver at the kind of trading spreads that are normally reserved for high-grade institutions, I think is really, really interesting and democratizes that entire access piece. Being able to do it 24 hours a day, being able to do it in those small quantities, being able to send it to others, and then really that starts to build out the elements of returning gold to be usable as a currency. Again, the idea you could, if you don't feel comfortable in holding fiat, you could actually use gold as an alternative option for your everyday lives.
So that's a big deal. It's a pretty big deal. If you heard there at the end, the concept of using gold and silver as a replacement for fiat, now you can tokenize it. So even if something is denominated in fiat, you can actually own something with value, gold, silver, something that, historically for thousands of years has held value to everybody around the world. And now you can tokenize it and you can use it to pay for things. You don't actually have to hold actual fiat money. And so this is beneficial for smaller amounts, as Michael did say here. Now, I'm just going to play you guys another clip. I'm just going to skip through this and play you guys the last part of this interview. Listen to this.
In terms of those high-level institutional users, for them, it's really more about utility. It's being able to take things like gold and generate yield and deploy strategies out there in the market that they normally would do with fiat, being able to do that with gold. So instead of having their base currency as something like US dollars, they could be participating in options protocols or doing other kind of financial activities with gold as the base, which for them they see as a really interesting opportunity. So it is quite different in terms of what those users are looking for. In terms of both of them really require trust in ownership of the asset, which is really where we put a lot of energy into currently, is how do we sort of make it as trustless as possible in terms of that gold that's attached to the blockchain. Because one of the sort of key elements, which is often overlooked and something for people to be really mindful of, is just because it exists on chain and, there's a biannual audit of assets, that's not ideal. And, we can really improve on what that looks like. And that's what we're sort of working hard to do. So you could feel as comfortable owning a digital version of an asset like gold as you would having it in your hand.
So there are still some hurdles, as you guys heard there. I will link this in the description of the video if you guys want to watch it again or listen to what he has to say. These are all very groundbreaking applications that are occurring right now on the XRP ledger. And it's not just good for XRP utility, guys. It's good for, everything. If when we do see this financial reset, we're going to need to rethink things like fiat money. And so, tokenizing precious metals, I've always been a proponent of holding precious metals too, like gold and silver. But anyway, I wanted to thank Stephanie Starr for bringing that to our attention. Guys, we have some more news with Ripple partner RAKBANK. They've just joined forces with Magnati. Middle Eastern-based payment solution provider Magnati has entered into a strategic agreement with RAKBANK to introduce a merchant financing platform. So as part of this collaboration, Magnati and RAKBANK are set to deliver small and medium-sized enterprise enterprises access to credit facilities via the latter by utilizing real-time point-of-sale transaction data translated into decision metrics for augmented underwriting decisions. So that sounds complicated, although Magnati and RAKBANK intend to use, or to allow rather, SME merchants to meet their financial needs, demands, and preferences more efficiently. They are leveraging blockchain technology to do this. The collaboration between the two organizations aims to allow merchants leveraging Magnati's payment solution to benefit from a simplified loan application process with repayments automatically deducted from daily payouts, which in turn optimizes cash flow management. So all very interesting. I think, we're seeing more developments here from companies like banks, rather, like RAKBANK, working together with other companies now to work on different kinds of applications. And it sounds as though it's more procedural blockchain adoption for all these different financial applications. So, we've got the smart contracts. This is why I think Ripple has been working really hard to find a smart contract solution for the XRP ledger. But guys, it's also a good reason to realize that the XRPL is interoperable. And I mean, this is it, right? It has to be interoperable to be able to process these types of transactions and these processes, right, without too much friction. So another interesting update here. The current news does follow RAKBANK's partnership with Bitpanda, and the two organizations working together offer a platform that allows UAE residents to manage digital assets. It is interesting to note the UAE, guys, especially in this context, because the United Arab Emirates did just see another update when it comes to RippleNet technology. This one from Anthony Welfare. Great move from Ripple. With DFSA authorization, Ripple is set to roll out its enterprise-grade digital asset infrastructure to a broader customer base in the UAE. So the UAE was already leveraging RippleNet, but this just means it's going to broaden out. This expansion is aligned with Ripple's mission to provide providing businesses with faster, more cost-effective, and more efficient cross-border payment solutions by combining robust regulatory compliance and ongoing investments in critical infrastructure components such as liquidity, best-in-class custody, and on and off ramps between fiat and digital assets. This statement was just put out today on Ripple's website, guys. October the 1st, if you're watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it, Ripple did receive in-principle approval from the Dubai Financial Services Authority. So this is going to lead to so much more. With DFSA authorization, Ripple is set to roll out their enterprise-grade digital asset infrastructure to a broader customer base in the UAE. This expansion is aligned with Ripple's mission to provide better business practices, right? Faster, more cost-effective, more efficient cross-border payment solutions by combining robust regulatory compliance with ongoing investment in critical infrastructure components such as liquidity, best-in-class custody, and on and off ramps between fiat and digital assets. Blockchain and crypto technologies are here to stay, of course. This is what Brad Garlinghouse is saying. With its forward-thinking regulatory approach and clear guidance for innovative businesses seeking to invest and scale, the UAE is positioning itself as a global leader in this new era of financial technology. And this has been ongoing. I mean, the UAE has always been at the cutting edge of technological innovation, especially when it comes to the cryptocurrency world. Ripple does have a head office over there in the UAE, in Dubai, I do believe. The UAE's regulatory clarity and strategic position as a global financial services and trade hub with access to fast-growing markets across the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia have been key factors in Ripple's decision to continue investing in the region. The comprehensive regulatory framework established by the DFSA alongside other regulators in the country has created an environment where innovative crypto firms can thrive. So positive news there for the UAE. I will link this Ripple Insights blog in the description of the video for you. It's looking as though Ripple continues to invest in the crypto-friendly jurisdictions. Wanted to thank Anthony Welfare for pointing that out. And so, as I mentioned this, certain countries have been more or less, doing their thing in a larger or smaller capacity. Singapore is another one that has seen a lot of Ripple adoption over the years. Ripple Director reveals Singapore handles over 50% of Ripple's digital asset payment flows. So if you were questioning it before, guys, here's the lowdown. Fiona Murray, okay, she's the managing director for Asia Pacific at Ripple. She has revealed that Singapore handles more than 50% of Ripple's digital asset payment flows. Murray emphasized the growing significance of Singapore as a hub for Ripple's cross-border payment services. Murray noted that Singapore's stable and transparent regulatory environment and willingness to engage with Web3 companies have been key factors in Ripple's decision to scale its operations there. So it's because of the clarity, guys. And you got to think, if this is 50% of the digital asset flows, that's just one country, and it's not even a big economy. I mean, they are a very wealthy country, but you got to think of the rest of the world, guys. We're not seeing this thing at scale yet. So this is interesting news, a bit of a bombshell here. She stated that the U.S. does not play a substantial role in these operations due to regulatory uncertainty. as we all know. So guys, you can only imagine when we do see XRP in a real world setting, once we do see meaningful clarity, and there have been predictions, this one from Clement. Is this an XRP prediction? Well, it could be. So he apparently died in 2016, but he is an author, a prophet. Unfortunately, there's no Wikipedia for him, but this article does say from back in 2021, how much do you know about the late South African pastor Kim Clement? He was a renowned man of God, famous for his controversial prophecies. However, throughout his life, he touched many people's lives and won many souls. So he did die in 2016, guys. And I don't know if you saw this video. Listen to this.
This source of energy is very important for people who are listening all over the world. And I had 2 clues, which I'm going to give you one today. Okay? I'm going to give you one clue now, which I haven't spoken of yet. You ready, Mr. Codebreaker?
Oh, here it is.
Because I'm the code maker. And then the other one is the tree, the oak tree, which is a symbol which people have been researching, not yet revealed. But people are researching out there because it's a puzzle. God won't give us everything because it's not the right time. But something starting with an X and it has a P in it is a very profound something that's going to be worth investing in. And I can't say the whole thing because I don't know it. But I had a dream and I saw an X and I think there may have been a number and something else and then P. Now, I'm only giving you what I prophetically hear. Otherwise, I could be accused of representing a company, which, of course, they could take me to court on that, but I'm not going to, that's what I'm hearing, and most people know I hear things by the Holy Spirit, and I just say it. And so it's a prophetic thing, this. But it's also giving signs to the people.
Are you kidding me? It starts with an X and has a P in it. And guys, if he died in 2016, I mean, this would have been way before any of this XRP community engagement. You know, when the XRP community was very, very small, guys, this was back in and that's when he died. I don't know when he actually made this prediction here, but guys, it would have had to been somewhere in here if he died in November of 2016. So he died somewhere here. Guys, it starts with an X and has a P in the name. And it is an investment opportunity, a lucrative one at that. Kind of reminds me of when I talked about Brandon Biggs' prediction from a couple of months ago. Remember this? And then I happened to see this. I mean, it's crazy that this is, is it crazy that this has just been dug up? This was from a month ago, okay? Amelie posted this. Brandon Biggs, recognized by many as a prophet, okay? This is what he said about XRP recently. First, I'm going to play you guys this. Listen to this.
He said, you've asked me and asked me and asked me about investments. And he said, I'm going to tell you something that will increase like Apple one day. That will be a major investment in the end times. And he said, XRP will go from where it's at right now to $10,000 one day. It will be worth over $10,000 per XRP. And when he said that to me, I didn't even know what XRP was. And I was like, what is XRP? So I had to Google it. And I found out it was a cryptocurrency.
It's interesting. If you go to Brandon Biggs's YouTube page here, I'm just going to click on this for a second.
Hey, good morning, family.
I'll just pause that for a second there. So he posted this video a month ago. It's got 70,000 views. It is interesting because XRP is not actually the only cryptocurrency that he mentions here. I'm just going to play you guys another clip. But he did say XRP is going to go to $10,000. So I will link this video I did 2 months ago in the top right-hand corner up here. If you guys are interested, it is quite curious, though. Brandon Biggs predicting the $10,000 XRP, along with Clement, suggesting back before he died in 2016 that there was going to be a big investment opportunity, starts with an X and has a P in the name. I don't know, guys. Is this cryptocurrency just waiting to take off? That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.